So I've got a question for you. What is the first step at building your new electric guitar from your fancy new set of templates that you just paid your hard-earned money for? My suggestion might be a little bit different than what you were thinking. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Home Built Workshop. My name is Jeff. Welcome to the workshop. So let me lay out the scenario for you. You just spent your hard-earned money, ordered up a killer set of templates from your favorite template maker. Now you're ready to start building your guitar. You got your body material. You're ready to start gluing it up and put these templates to work. You take your new template and you stick it to the body with double-sided tape, and you take it to your router and you begin routing out the profile with a template bit. Sounds pretty normal, right? And in most cases, it is. You're going to go to routing your template, but what happens when that double-sided tape doesn't hold for some reason and your template ends up gouging itself into the router? Now, the least case scenario, you're going to be left with a nasty gouge in your template that you need to spend who knows how much time figuring out how to repair so that you can move on. But the worst case, your template could get ruined if it's really bad. You may not be able to repair it, and we want to avoid that. Now, thankfully, the problem of ruining your purchased template is quite easy to avoid, and no, it does not require using 10 times the amount of double-sided tape so that it can't come loose. The very first thing that you should do, no, let's rephrase that. The very first thing that you need to do when you buy a set of templates, before you even use it to make your body, make a copy of it. It really is as simple as making a copy. Think about it with me for a second. You just spent 50, 80, 100 bucks or more on a nice set of templates. Don't let one slip of the router bit ruin that to where you possibly can't salvage it and have to buy another one. By getting yourself some good 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch MDF and making a copy, that means these guys that you just spent your money on can be stashed away where they're nice and safe. And then if you ever need to make another duplicate again, you've got these for backup. You'll always work off of your copy. Then if there's ever an issue, you haven't damaged the originals. To show you guys my process for duplicating a set of templates, I'm going to use this set of templates here that I just purchased for an upcoming commission that I'm going to start working on, well, as soon as we get the templates made. I'm going to begin the duplicating process by laying out all the pieces of my original templates onto a piece of 1/2 inch MDF. I use the 1/2 inch material for all of my templates, and this is also a quality that I look for when I'm looking for a place to purchase a new set of templates. I want to make sure that they're going to use 1/2 inch or even 3/4 inch material for the templates. Once I have the template pieces all positioned, I'm going to quickly trace around them just to give a rough outline so we can cut these apart. The next step is going to be to roughly separate these pieces by about any means necessary. Bandsaw, jigsaw, handsaw, whatever you need to do, but make sure you stay away from your pencil line. Oh, I have to move my bandsaw to make this cut. Hashtag small shop. I'm going to use my bandsaw to cut as many of these pieces apart as I can, but there's still a couple that are just too big to fit in my little bandsaw. For that, I'm just going to use my jigsaw. With all the pieces separated, now I'm going to attach the original template using double-sided tape. I'm going to try to align it as closely as I can to my pencil mark, but it's not really imperative that you get it exact. All right, now we're ready to go back and remove some more of this excess material. I like to go back around and trace a really dark pencil line around the edge. This gives me a nice contrast between the edge of the template and my pencil line. Since I'm going to do this trimming with the original template attached, I want to make sure I can really see this line good. Now, just in case you guys are curious as to where I get my templates from, I can happily tell you that I buy all of my templates now from Mike over at Potvin Guitars. I've bought templates from several other places, but overall the quality and the customer experience was not anywhere near as nice as it is with working with Mike. Now, I have zero affiliation with him. I've never met him. I've purchased everything that I've ever got from him, but I can highly recommend his products, his customer service. He's really easy to work with. We've done some custom projects where I needed some specialized templates. Everything has always gone perfectly smooth and the products worked perfect. So, highly recommend Mike over at Potvin Guitars if you're looking for awesome templates. Link in the description. Let's get back to these templates. Now over at the bandsaw, I'm just going to cut as close as I can to my pencil line to remove this waste material. I don't want to nick my original template. That is a risk you take by using this method. It is possible to run your bandsaw into your template. You want to make sure to avoid that, and that is the reason that I drew that nice dark pencil line on there. One other important thing to keep in mind during this process is that MDF creates a nasty dust. You really don't want to be breathing this stuff, so anytime you're cutting it, it is a very, very good idea to wear a respirator. You definitely don't want to be breathing in this MDF dust. It's just nasty stuff. Now at the drill press, I'm going to transfer all of the holes on the template to my new ones. I'm using a drill bit that's the same size as the original template holes. That way I can transfer them exactly down to the new template. Then I'll use a Forstner bit to create some starter holes in the control cavities in any of the areas that we need to remove. With the starter holes drilled in the cavities, now we just need to remove this excess material. You could do that a ton of different ways. You could use a handsaw, a jigsaw, or what I'm going to use, which is probably one of my least used tools, and that's the scroll saw. Whatever tool or method works for you and in your shop. All we really need to do is connect the dots, cutting as close as we can safely cut to the template to remove the waste material. Now we're ready to fire up the router and get these templates finished up. I'm going to use a 3/4 inch template routing bit that has a bearing on the top. I've got the table set up so that the bearing will ride along the old template and the cutter will cut the new template to match exactly. I'm going to be able to do almost all of the routing using this 3/4 inch bit. There are a couple places where I'm going to need to switch to a smaller bit where this radius is smaller here around where the pickups are going to go. Maybe around the neck pocket as well. But even around the pickup cavities as well as the neck pocket, I'm going to use the 3/4 inch bit and remove as much material as it will. Then I'll switch over to a smaller bit and clean up those corners. Don't forget a respirator here. The dust from this is even worse than when you're sawing it on the bandsaw. Now we just need to pop these things apart. I just use a couple of these scrapers to get in there between the two pieces, pop that tape loose. I need to jump back in here really quick because as I'm editing this video, I realized there's a piece that I did not cover before you unstick your two templates. Every set of templates you buy should have a center line on there if the templates are any good. You need to transfer this center line to your new template so that you have that reference line on there when you move on with your project. I do this by taking an engineer square and I place it on my template and I transfer the line to the end. Then I can go back with a nice straight edge and draw my new center line on there. This is a really important step. Don't forget to do this. Transfer your lines to the side before you unstick them. And now, here's our duplicated set of templates. We can now store the originals away nice and safe. That way they'll be available if we have any sort of unfortunate mishaps while using these templates. The originals are undamaged and we can just make a new copy and move on. If you guys want to follow along as I work on this new project, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I'm going to be doing a series of videos on this build. It's going to be fun, something new for me, and I can't wait to get started. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.